Hey everybody, GravyTrain here with another episode of GravyTraining. This is the Let's Play series of Astroneer. This is episode 2. I have literally left off just where we started, or where we left off last time. Haven't moved an inch. We're getting ready to start expanding our base, start gathering some more resources, start doing some research. So there's a lot of good things coming up here. I hope you've enjoyed the first episode. We'll see what next couple bring and get your feedback on the game. So let's get to it. So over here we are crafting another platform. I pull that platform off. I'm going to go ahead and drop it and unpack it, because the next thing that we are going to need, and I'm actually going to put this stuff over here kind of out of the way, and spinaroo. I'll put this one over here and plug it in. And the next thing that we need to print is going to be a research or a research station. I need some compound. Why is it should? Oh, some reason, there we go. Reason the resin was bugged. Alright, so let's print the research station. And speaking of research, these plant things will respawn. Go ahead and remember to grab those when you see them. There's a couple more over here. Grab those. You always want to make sure that wherever you're going, you can get back with the oxygen that you have. So I should probably... Oh, we'll end up making some tethers and that kind of thing. But for right now, let's craft a couple of more. Going to need, let me drop a few of these. We'll unlock the smelter here in a little bit. Process those, but for the moment, they're fine as they are. So let me pick these up. And let's go ahead and craft up another medium storage. We're going to craft just a couple more of those. Pick this up, put it over here, unpack it. And we're going to put it over here. Should never have ended up there. Put that over here, and the blue little panel should be facing forward. Grab this, move this away, craft. Oh, this needs resin, that's why. Where did I put my resin? Grab this resin. That's one. Really? Did I use all of my resin? Seems unlikely. I guess I did. So there was more resin right over here. We'll just grab some more resin real quick. I just want to get some storage in place. I don't want to go too far. We're going to need to craft oxygen tank here pretty quickly. There is some resin over there. So let's make a train out to our resources. We're just going to walk, drop, walk, drop, walk, drop. You'll eventually get the rhythm. And just gather up resin, some organic. We're over here. top off one more so you can see as I'm doing this, my the tool there is filling up. So I just want to try to be efficient and not waste resources. Let's run back. And let's craft not a rover seat, medium, not a medium platform, medium storage. Craft that. Grab a couple more of these. And let's get another large platform. All right. So we've got 1, 2 of these. Compound there. Let's put some more compound up here. And we will just put the organic on the ground over here for now. And the extra compound as well. Okay. Let's flatten this stuff out a little more again. I'm going to make sure I come over here where I know it's flat. Build this up a little bit. You will actually gather anything that you overrun while you're doing this, so it's not a big deal. Nice flat area over here to work on. Happy little flat spots again. Bob Ross style. And just expand this area for our base. Alright. So let's, whoa, mouse is stuck. That was. So since the mouse got stuck, let's fill this back up. Fix that issue. Looks better. Okay. Unpack this. And let's go ahead and just put this pretty close to the other one. Connect the power up. And let's put these up here and create some more storage. These things are really easy to craft early on, so might as well make use of them. I can just pick it up, spin it, and put on the other side. Put some more of this over here. Compound up there. We'll go ahead and just mix in some organic, more compound, a bit more resin, just so we don't have anything floating around on the ground. I mean, it doesn't hurt anything, but we might as well try to keep the place looking neat. So, next, one of the things we're going to want to do is start researching. And so now before you saw, we were able to select one of these things, and we were able to just scan it directly. If you scan it in the research chamber, so we're going to hit F. So instead of the like 4 or 15 bytes, I'll get 60. And it takes 5 minutes to do it, but that's fine. We're going to be off doing other stuff. So early on, you can actually collect that kind of thing and get some early research. So this is a power cell. Pick one of those up. This is an oxygen cell. Pick one of those up. Here is a chance to get some early extra equipment. This is a solar cell. That will power me continuously as long as I'm in the sun. Most of this stuff is scrap. But later I'll be able to come along and scrap this. I'm going to collect these things and bring them back. The rest of the scrap right now I'm not going to worry too much about. Nothing else useful to me right now in them. And we'll run back before I use up too much more of the oxygen. So I also saw that there was some compound out that way. We might as well wire up some tethers. Oops. I am apparently out of tethers, so let's craft some more. Also, just drop these off here for now. Let's see. Don't get that rhythm quite right. And okay, so I'm not going to worry too much about the compound right now. There are a bunch of resources over here. Just going to keep running. More compound. The mountain areas are a good place early on to find resources. So I don't have any more compound here. That's okay. So you see this over here, this shape. You'll find a lot of things like this around. This is actually a special research unit. So you put the right resource onto it, and it will actually open up and give you a research thing. This is what you're really going to want to be finding to research. So these will give considerably more research than those small pieces do. I'm going to take this back to the base. By the time we get back there, that should be most of the way done. So we're going to drop this off here as well. Open this up. Got a minute and a half. Only 6 bytes remaining. Not a ton. You can also, in a pinch, research just regular items. You'll get like 200. So, I mean, they're better technically than researching these. But these do get better the deeper in the ground you go and stuff like that. So, let's see. As soon as that's done, we can... Oh, so I'm pretty sure that needed... One of the things that it needs is... Wasn't that one? That one. It's resin that needs, so... And you can see because the symbol matches the symbol that was on that face. So we're going to go ahead and grab that and bring it back as well. Just run out there. I'm holding shift and that's letting me run. I will also grab these couple. Search those. And a lot of times if you just click on something, apparently not this time. Apparently it is not that resource that it wants. That's not the resource that it wants either, though. It must want probably copper ore. I'll have to see. So we'll get that open a little bit later. As soon as we come across some copper. Fairly common on the surface. And a little ways down, so not to worry. Okay. That one's finished. Put this research item up in here. Select F. So this one's going to give us 360 bytes. Considerably more. Alright, so let's put some of this stuff away. You know what, I'm just going to go ahead and scan these things. They're not enough to really worry about right now. And I can use that right at the moment. So, pull this out. So you can see here, I already... yeah, it's going to be a little bit before I can start gathering much. So let's talk about this screen. So this is organized in the scale of the printer that it takes to get the item. So this first one is your backpack. You can craft these with the printer in your backpack. And you can use the arrow keys to navigate this. Up, down. Cycle through all the stuff. You can see here the ones that are in this blue color we already know. The pink ones we do not know, and we do not have enough research to get them. And then if they're white, then they are unknown, and we have the research ones. So this second one can be crafted using the small printer that I'm highlighting over there. The one here is based on the printer that you can't quite see, or I can't quite get to over there, but it's that medium printer. And then the large printer, basically there's only a few items, like the big platforms, big storage, big solar arrays, big vehicles, spacecraft, even the small shuttle. So you want to get off planet to other planets, you'll need to get the big printer. But right now we didn't have enough really to do much of anything. So I am going to gather up more of this while we wait on that stuff to go. Just dig all this out. We will definitely make use of compound. Lots and lots and lots of compound. And eventually you can get mods for your drain tool that lets you dig faster or dig wider. And that is pretty nice. I have that on my main account. I do not have it here. So you throw some tethers out here. Or actually, let me just go to this side where the tethers are. And we'll grab that before it gets too far away. Alright, so I'm just going to build a nice little bridge. Platform for me to gather stuff out from. Where I'm still on the line. And I can just continue to gather all the stuff out here. So you can see this particular deposit was enormous. Stuff underneath here, and then we can just cover this up and be all done with it. Just a little more in here. If there's going to be a little bit I'm going to miss, I'm not going to stress too much about it. There are so many resources that it's really not a concern. So once again, we're almost full. Pop off that last one. Alright, and because I didn't have any room, it popped off the end. That's when you know that you were definitely done. So, let's flatten tool, build this up, cover up the hole. We don't want to leave a mess behind us. And especially once you start getting vehicles and things like that, you don't want to create holes that they can fall into. It's a pain to get them out when you do. I mean, it gets easier, but it's easier not to have the problem to begin with. Cover up the hole. Doesn't have to be perfect. Alright, so I'm out of dirt. But we can gain a little more, which I will just grab. So basically I'm just taking the dirt from down below and building it up. No more gaping hole. And I can smooth the sides down and stuff like that afterwards. So grab this. Let's offload this stuff onto here. We could build more storage, things like that. I'm going to set these power cells aside. I do not need them exactly right now. Or better yet, I'm just going to throw them onto the side of the base, so they can feed and they'll actually speed up. Speaking of which, let's talk about power. So you can see the power utilization on these plugs. So these kind of resemble like the old Xbox indicator lights and all that. But effectively, you've got these things fill up, and it's at each side. It's not the whole thing, it's like each side is the same. They're symmetrical. So what you're going to notice is that these right now, I'm producing as much power or inputting as much power into the system as is being consumed. So this is running at optimal pace, but now as soon as that energy is gone, it's back down here, and you can see that there's a red line here. That's a deficit. So you're running less power than is needed. Now, there's a channel that I'll link to that is a person that I was watching their videos on Let's Plays and kind of tutorials, kind of like what I do for Dungeon Boss. They do that kind of thing for Astroneer and have been doing it for a while. So I will link to their channel as well. You should definitely check it out. But they call these amps. So right now, your base, actually there's a component on your base over here. This is an RTG. It's basically like some nuclear power device. But this causes your base to output 1 amp of power per turn, or per cycle, whatever. So your base wants 2. So notice over here, if I come here and turn on this, this produces 1, the base produces 1, thus this is getting 2. And some things will need more, some will need a lot more, all things should run at lower efficiency. But yeah, that's pretty much power generation. You're going to especially see more when you start using additional mods and things like that. But yeah, pretty much that's it on power. If there's a little red deficit light, it means you're not producing enough power. Now that we are producing enough power, this has got 2 minutes left. We need to go out and maybe find a little more. And once again, this is kind of good. This one is by the base. And actually, I'm going to show you another little trick. So I can't highlight this plant where it is right now. If I pull out my terrain tool, all of a sudden I can. I can just scan it. So let's hit, there's all of these over here we already know about. Let's hit them. As well, take a look at it's over here. This is so actually, once again, that out of the way. Here's some tethers. We'll take those. Debris. This is a backpack. There's nothing on it. And this stuff is all stuff that we would just later on scrap. So, back over here to the tethers. Few more. Let's take a look at these real quick. Wrap up this episode. Trying to keep these at about. This is where I already looked, I think. Maybe. Yeah, I already looked at this. I'm trying to keep these at about 25 to 30 minutes tops. Drop. 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 Okay, so up here, that is graphite. So we will need some of this, not a ton. Pick that up. You can't run with anything heavy, but you can run with one small thing. You can surf. It's actually an achievement for a really long surf. Like clear out all of this foliage. It's kind of unsightly. And I mean, I can start crafting more and more and more storage. Right now, I'm not going to. It'll be something that we can deal with for the time being. Tons and tons and tons of compound. We will use it. Absolutely use it. All right. Well, let's go ahead and call this episode here, and we'll get one more episode. I'm gonna post them up. I'll post them back to back. Maybe launch them all, or maybe we'll do 2 more episodes. I'll launch 2 day 1 and 2 day 2. So these first 2 will be available the first day, and I'll do 2 more available the second day. And see what you guys think. Let me know. There really is a lot to this game. Like, we haven't even gone underground. There's like levels and levels and levels of caves and stuff underground, and digging, resource gathering down there. There are lots and lots and lots of other planets and things like that too. Like, you can actually look up in the sky. Those are full planets. You can see that planet moving there, and that one up there. Like, those are planets we can go to and explore, and moons, and there's another one up there and another one out there you can barely see, and that kind of thing. Like, there's another great big one. There's all sorts of planetary biomes and foliage and materials. We can start gathering atmospheric gases, and there's chemistry. There's all sorts of stuff to come. So yeah, that is it. So thanks for watching. Once again, let me know what you think. Think this is something you want to see more of? Let me know. If it's not quite your thing, let me know. We'll kind of get a consensus. Remember to check me out on the Discord, because you can give more direct feedback there. Ask questions about this game, ask questions about Dungeon Boss. And yeah, if you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping by. I really would appreciate a subscription and a thumbs up if you liked the video. So thank you very much, and you have a great day.